Well, yo, welcome to the Slowpoke World. We've got another episode of Step Your Game Up with Henry Brand. Now, in this episode, we actually go into the ladder and we play some games, and we're going to really hear some key information on how to make correct decisions and the thought process behind them. And let me tell you, this game I'm about to show, I definitely wouldn't have won if Henry wasn't there sort of coaching me, telling me what to do and why to do it. So this is a cracker, so insightful, so much information. Let's go. Right, so just before we hop into some games, I just thought I'd show Henry the list that we're working with and we'd see if there's any changes he would make or any changes he would recommend. So Henry, this was the list we were rocking. What stands out to you as something that could be changed or something that we don't need or anything like this?
Well, I think that in general, so I'm not sure on how useful big charms are. So they're really nice, just so you don't get knocked out by alternatives. But at the same time, it's kind of, and they're decent against Center Scorch, but it's almost like often they are going to hit it. And so you also have to draw the big charm in the first place, which can be kind of difficult. So I'm not entirely sure how I've seen on big charm. I've seen a lot of lists lately going towards clay, because as we were talking about, the ADP is very much, I win if I gust twice and, draw all my cards. And so that's kind of like what you want to emphasize. And I think that the clay gives you the best odds for turn 1 GX. It gives you the good odds to draw lots of battle sources later on in the game, Pokemon catchers as well. So I think the clay is probably a good way to go. You can give that a try. But as this list is, I'd probably want a third Dedenne. So maybe we can. I'd probably shuffle the Great Catcher for a third Dedenne, simply because you already have 4 Catcher, 4 Boss, and it's kind of like Eternatus is a very prevalent deck, and so the Great Catcher isn't as relevant.
That's fair.
And often, it may just not pan out that way when you already have a fair bit of Gust. And then maybe adding in an Eldegoss wouldn't be bad either.
Okay.
And then it just depends on what matchups you kind of want to handle, right? So Luca Metal, it's really nice to have Tool Scrapper.
Yeah.
So if you're a little bit concerned about a Luca Metal in a meta, you take out, maybe you go something for, you could go minus the 2 big charms, add in the Scrapper, and there's your 60 cards. You could cut a Zacian, but that's getting a little bit risky. I think it's mainly like if you're going to build this like Juniper research style deck, I think something like this is looking pretty good. Otherwise, I think you just it's almost better to go really turbo with clay, because otherwise you're, relying on big charm to let you survive the turn, and that's a little bit of an inconsistent strategy.
Okay. That all seems pretty fair to me. Maybe we'll get you on next time for a clay episode, because I'll have to rebuild the list entirely. But going back to the big charm, I think the reason why I've liked them personally, because I think in this OPOP league, I'm really scared of Weldon Mewtwo, because I know there are quite a few content creators like that, and then ADP as well. ADP is going to be everywhere. And I really like the big charm because it stops the Gust into Eldegoss or the Dedenne with an ultimate ray, because that's just like an insult player, right? So that's where they're there.
Yeah.
But then I agree, if it struggles to find them. So, but I'm quite, and I guess and then Weldon Mewtwo can't do the 300 detonation, which I'm sure you love to do.
No, that's where for sure it forces them to play some more cards. But I think that the big charms definitely have relevance, as you said. They've got really good uses. It's just about how conditional those kind of things are, and how often is it going to come up. And I mean, at the end of the day, that's probably something more than I do, because I haven't really played with the deck. It's just from an outside perspective.
Okay, right. Well, we're currently rocking 61 cards to put in Eldegoss anyway. So I think what we'll do, we'll trust Henry here. We'll cut the big charms, so we'll cut them. See how we get on, and that gives us a 50. That gives us a slot now, Henry. Believe it or not. So what are we throwing in here?
Well, this is the thing. So we could. You're missing a stadium spot at the moment, so you could get in trouble with maybe some pesky stadiums like Power Plant. So I'd honestly probably just put in either the Viridian or the Chaotic Swell. Yeah. At this point, seems like a pretty good inclusion.
I think I'm gonna go with Swell, just because you can throw it down and then you get around any weird black market shenanigans that's happening or anything like that. So I think
I've seen some lists playing. I've seen some lists playing 2 Spinner, 2 Viridian, which is probably not bad. So you could go to that, but I think the 1 Swell is pretty nice, so we can just leave it as is for now.
Yeah. All right, so let's we'll save this, we'll hop into some games and see how we do. Moving. So we play against Z+1 with the all-metal deck box. So they can either play an Azation or... This is sort of stuff we look for. We look at the deck box. Cause we won the coin flip. We always go first, right, Henry? Just to...
Yeah.
We got
I mean, not always. It depends on how consistent your deck is at getting turn 1, I guess.
Hi, so all we need to see is ADP energy. That's all I want to see when I'm playing AD.
That's all you need.
Although I guess we actually don't get Zacian down, so we actually miss Intrepid Sword here. But and I guess we're playing against some control stuff. Jesus Christ. Okay. Right. With this being said, then Henry, we got Cherish off the top, which is lovely. Do we bomb rush out of the Dene?
I don't think so, because as you said, you're playing against control. So, actually, it's control, not mill, I guess. So it depends how you want to approach the game, right? So you already have a switch in your hand.
Yep.
But it's going to be gone anyway, right? So unless you were to top deck of water, this hand's going anyway.
Yep.
And so I think it's fine to just get rid of it now rather than later. The only difference is that you give yourself the chance to top deck water and save a catcher if you don't do it now.
Okay.
That's the difference, right? So if you top deck water, then you don't need to play catcher. So you don't need to Dedenne. So I think based on that, just on conserving resources, I'd probably just pass here. Because you still have a fine odds to get the water next turn.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay. So we'll just pass it over then, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. And let's see. Now, to be fair, I'm trying to think, what other Cincino deck? Are there any other... There could be potentially like a Rose deck. I know some of them are knocking about with Cincino over Silvally. I don't know why you would personally. See, a Duraludon. Okay, that's weird. Duraludon? I don't think this is going to be a control variant then.
It might be... Yeah, maybe like Luca Metal with Cinchino.
Yeah, potentially. Okay.
There you go.
Right, now, I'm not even going to lie. I haven't played against Luke Metal that much. What are we thinking now, Henry? How do we have to approach this game now?
Well, there's a Marnie.
Yeah, there's a Marnie. Let's see what we Marnie first before we... Let's see what we get. Well, we get GX,
GX.
and that's literally it.
Yeah.
Super open to his GX now, though, which worries me. Like, we GX, he GX, and we've got nothing. So I guess we play Spitters to help improve our top deck odds, right? Because we're in top deck city right now. Did we take this one water just so we...
Yeah, let's grab the water.
Grab the water. Let's actually see if we've got anything important. We've got 3 Denny's in deck. We've got 4 Zacians. We've got 2 Cherish. We've got the 3 Quick Balls. So we've prized the Quick Ball. We've prized the bosses. We've prized the research. We have actually prized a few of our good things you want to top deck here. Yeah. So we just GX now and hope for the best.
Yeah, so if you had a Zacian, I would have just used Intrepid Sword there and played a bit slower.
Okay.
But the fact that... Yeah, because he's got Luca Metal, so we'd want to kind of set up a little bit and not put all our eggs in one basket, right? Because that way he has to delay his own Luca Metal to get his own full metal ball to get value.
Yeah, that's fair.
And so, yeah, but now he's just got Cinchino. So what we're going to probably want to do is he's going to get rid of it and hopefully we top deck something. And I think you're still in a decent spot because it's a very slow deck. He's not going to be able to use Brave Blade terribly quickly. Ooh, okay. Well, yeah,
This is... I mean, we haven't got anything to Ultimate Raid 2, which is unfortunate. So,
yeah.
Which is like, if we had something to Ultimate Raid 2, I'll be laughing now. We still open ourselves up to that GX. But he's only got a 4-card hand, and we take away his mate, dude. That's what I'm thinking. So, apart from GX, he probably hasn't got a lot on. Do we have energies in the bin? No, we haven't got energies in the bin either. Okay. So, I mean, all we can do is attach water and Ultimate Raid, right? I mean, that's literally all we can do.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, I would attach metal.
Okay.
Because you have double sorcerer in hand, so assuming top deck.
See, this is why we get Henry here, lads. Yeah, so then we can activate the sources. So yeah, that's perfectly cool with me. Right, so there's the Ultimate Ray. Definitely not. Okay, right. Get us something good out of the prizes. Hey, very good.
There we go.
There we go. That's not so good. We can quick put that away, I guess. Right. So, back over to young Z+1. There's a research. Shame you didn't have that, and I'm assuming you topped it out. Right, let's have you see what you got there. So you got rid of a Tool Scrapper.
Copper Raja.
Got rid, Copper Raja, and a Bosses. What did you just play there? An Evo Incense. Yep. For a Galarian Berserker. So they play a Berserker. I'm not sure how relevant that. Does the Berserker mean Koparaja can one-shot a Zacian? I feel as if it might be. I'm not sure.
It already could. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, if he does that, just do it. Was it 100? I can't tell. Oh, got a switch off the. Wow. Okay. Right.
Yeah, okay. So there was actually something we could have done last time that I realized afterwards.
Okay.
You could have attached the water instead of the metal, but then ultimate raid a metal to the ADP.
So
So
yeah.
you still get the 2 metal in the discard, and now you would actually have Brave Blade this turn.
Yeah, that's what you mean.
So, yeah. So here instead, you got a couple options. What are you thinking?
See, it's tough. Because we can't Brave Blade. Because obviously Brave Blade is free metal, so we can maybe go for a more wild potentially. What do I do? 3, 6, 9. It doesn't do a lot though. What are we thinking? Or we can go for the Dene.
I'm thinking Intrepid Sword.
Okay. Quickly get that in play.
So, yeah, you don't waste the sources. You don't need to use them yet.
That's fair. Yeah.
I mean, you could argue that you could because there's no way it's getting knocked out next turn anyway.
Yeah.
And you leave yourself open to Amani that way. So I think playing them is actually fine.
Okay. So we play sources and then Intrepid. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'd attach the water to the ADP as well.
Okay. So then we can retreat next turn with Air Balloon, right?
Yeah. I think playing you could argue you only play 1, but I think playing 2 is fine. You don't need to play 2 conservatively here.
Okay.
It'd be nice if we knew what our opponent's deck kind of played.
We've seen all sorts.
Play around hand disruption more. Yeah, it's all sorts. Yep.
Now, since
we may as well just slam the air balloon.
I'm gonna say since he's dropped the tool scrap, I'm assuming he's not playing 2. So
yeah.
And if you are Z plus 1, Zacian energy switch, 2 energy switches, so that's not terrible.
So that means you can ultimate ray next turn.
Oh, nice. Yeah, this is true. Yeah, we could. Yeah. Ultimate ray into second Zacian. Okay, well, I say second Zacian, but we'll have 2 down then. Right, what does this geezer do? Right, 100 plus. Oh, it does 240 for 4. Okay, I was thinking with this attack it can one, but it actually can't. So, 240 for 4. Okay. They get down second Koparaja. So, how many? We've seen no bosses yet. Okay, so that's nice. Obviously, we don't really. If we can go around these VMAXs, that'd be nice. But it looks
so
like.
Tell me, what's your prize mapping for the rest of the game? What do you think you're gonna?
All right, so we've got 4 prizes left. So we can either try and bludgeon our way through this loot metal, or the Koparaja. But I don't know. It's hard to say now because our hand is so like trash. I'm happy to take prizes anyway, but. The way I see it, if he's going to be attacking with all these 4 prizes, we're going to have... We ultimate ray into one of them next turn, probably, right? We can just try and finish it off. Like, that seems quite sensible to me, so...
Yeah, that seems the best.
Obviously, quick ball, yeah. So, let's see. So, he gets rid of... He's got rid of a 1/1 of the Berserker, so it might be safe to say that's not coming out anytime soon. Actually... Did he take Zacian off that? I figured if he did, yeah. So he's Zacian's an interest. We didn't even get an attack off here, which is interesting. I wonder if you'd argue like a Still Fist could be good. Okay, Catcher. Interesting. How impactful is that? We could try and go after the Dene, but then going down to 1, I don't know how impactful that is. They might play a Stamp since they seem to be playing off stuff. So what are we thinking? We always bench this, so I imagine, just to shut the fuck up.
I just benched that.
Yeah.
And then Ultimate Ray.
Okay. Into Koparaja, right?
Into Koparaja, because that gives you a chance at game next turn.
Yeah, because then if he tries to retreat and stuff, we can always just try and capture it back as well. What's going on? Oh,
yeah. The only other potential is that you capture up the Luca Metal and hit it preemptively, because you'd assume that's going to be what he wants to swing with next turn. But I think that just conserving the catch over potential game next turn is totally fine.
Okay. So we get the ultimate ray. 1, 2, and the third. Are we splitting or all on? I imagine with the hand we've got now, it's all onto 1, right?
Let's look at his discard first.
Okay.
So what's he down?
So I guess important.
He's got 1 sorcerer and no metal. He's using energy. So the likelihood of getting like boss Brave Bladed is so unlikely.
Yeah.
That it's fine totally committing to 3, and you still just have the ADP as an attacker anyway.
Oh yeah, that's fair. Yeah. And I feel as if, guys, as we pass over to our opponent, games like this are the ones where having the super technical decision making is where it's important, because things aren't going our way. Like, we're playing with limited resources, so like everything is like super important. Like any like wrong mistake could like cost you. Like if we played the way I was playing, we wouldn't even have Ultimate Ray right now. So these are the sort of games that you really have to dial in, and this is where it's great to have someone like Henry to do it for me.
Well, yeah, a lot of the interesting games at the moment in Pokemon happen when either one or both players aren't drawing terribly well.
Yeah.
Typically both, because yeah, when it's pretty easy to play at the moment when optimal game plans get executed, kind of one person loses pretty quick. But yeah, here you kind of get more interesting, slower paced game.
Yeah. So it looks like we're gonna get heavy impacted for 150. So catcher heads is out. Oh, boss's orders isn't out. So there we go. So yeah, and I'd honestly like to say, guys, if I was me playing, I wouldn't have won this game. I would have, there to concede, but I wouldn't have won that game on my own. I wouldn't have gone for the Ultimate Ray with the double E switch. So having Henry there, pulling out the game, and like we were just saying, close games like that is where it's going to make or break your online tournament success or your League Cup success when it comes down, because anyone can play ADP when you're flying through, right? I mean, even I can, but you know, games like that where if you can turn those 50-50s or 40-60s back into your favor and swing a win like that, who knows what can happen. Right, so thank you very much, Henry, for that. You did a super good there. Feel free, the floor is yours now. In case anyone doesn't know who you are, where to find you, where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitch. I stream at Benry_TCG. I'm also doing a podcast now on Wednesday nights US Eastern Standard Time. You can check that out. I'm doing it with Jenks TCG, so you can go check him out on Twitch as well for the podcast. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Right, well, thank you very much, Henry, for coming on. Leave it in the comments anything you want us to, if there's any decks you want us to cover next time, or you know, is there any sort of area of the game you'd want to pick your Henry on? So like, I don't know, sequencing maybe, or deck optimization, all that good stuff. I imagine Mewtwo is like the world's best Mewtwo player, so if you want to know some Mewtwo nuances, that could be quite fun. As someone who doesn't play Mewtwo much, that could make some interesting content. But thank you all for coming and watching, obviously, and we'll see you all next time.